We live. Do me a favor, y'all. Anybody that's on this live, share this live out with 3 people. Share this live out with 3 people. We're going to be going over some information tonight that I think you and whoever you share this live out with, I think y'all be able to definitely take advantage of this and share this out with some people. Who do you think would benefit from listening to this information tonight? We're about to go over a lot of different things in regard to an event that we got coming up. So share this live out with 3 people, y'all.
And we'll give some time to let you get yourself situated in the room. This will be a very impactful live. You see who we have with us today. You have me and my partner, the Acre Boyzz, and we have our principal farmer, Acre Boyzz Farming. Once you mix the two together, it is a powerful asset and a powerful asset class. And we want to speak from that. And we're going to invite you to our live in-person land and farm experience. Now, many of you have been requesting things that you would like to do inside of the land space. We get all of the comments. Many of you want to get involved in family compounds. Many of you want to get involved in flipping land. Many of you want to get involved inside of the farming space. So tonight, let's put all of these things on the table, talk about some of the benefits of it, how you can get involved, and where you need to be on September 20th and September 21st. So the order will go like this. I'll speak on behalf of tax deeds. Jay will speak on behalf of director owner, and Patrick will bring this home with the farming aspect of it.
Let's go.
Drop your questions in the comments as we speak.
For sure.
And if we get to your questions, we'll answer them.
For sure. And by the way, go ahead and comment live down in the chat to go ahead and get the link in order for you to actually receive these tickets, because the capacity that we have for this room is about 100 people. I believe that there are about 20 or 30 tickets sold thus far. So definitely comment the word live inside of the chat so you can receive that link in order to go ahead and purchase your tickets to our live land and farm events.
All right, so let's do it, fellas. September 20th, September 21st. This is what you will be embarking on. You will be with us live in person. We will be teaching, instructing a class in person. I'm going to be showing you where you can buy land for $1,500 and flip that land into $10,000. And tonight I'm going to use a real life testimonial that this just happened, not last month, not last year. This just happened with one of our students last week. They bought a property for $1,250 and they sold it last week for $10,000. That is a $9,000 gain from a piece of property. And we'll be breaking that down in person. How do you go about finding deals like that? We go about finding deals like that through our tax deed community. What is our tax deed community? Across the country, when people own a property, whether that's a home site, whether that's a piece of land, they're responsible for paying taxes. When they don't pay those taxes, county or the state will come in and they'll put a lien on the property. County or the state at that point will foreclose on the property. Then guess what they do? They offer it at a tax sale auction to who? To the people that's on this live, to the Acre Boyzz, to Acre Boyzz Farming, to whomever knows about it. That's the problem. You cannot hit something that you don't know about. So you need to be aware. You need to be in the know that these things are happening right underneath your nose. How often are they happening? All year long. There's a tax sale auction going on all year long, from January all the way through January. How often will this continue to happen? Next year, 2026, it will replenish itself and do the same thing all year again, all over again. So we've just been screaming from the top of our lungs to get involved, because you're missing out on these wins. Could you use an extra $9,000? Right now, ask yourself, if you got $1,500 at your disposal, and if you knew $1,500 will get you $9,000 plus your $1,500 back, could that help with something? Could it pay some bills off? Could you take a vacation? Could you do something with your children with it? And this is what we're bringing to the table: alternative avenues of investing for you to win. And we've done everything for you. So September 20th and September 21st, you need to get yourself in the room. We'll be doing a whole presentation on our tax deed space. We'll be showing you the value of it. We'll be showing you how you can position yourself to be a participant in all of these auctions across this country. Always an auction going on. Comment the word live now, and Jay is going to talk to you about some ways that you can make bigger money, even bigger than that $9,000 gain.
Yeah, for sure, y'all. This is, basically what we're having on this call is basically what we call a strategy call, right? A lot of people, they want to do investing, right? But the challenge that a lot of people are having with investing is who are the right people that's going to show me how to invest inside of this space, right? Everybody's familiar with land flippers, not land flippers, house flippers, all of these different things, right? But how many people do you know that actually invest in the land as the primary asset, right? You can see there's a bunch of house flippers everywhere, but what we've condensed down in the training is going to show you exactly what avenues that you can take when dealing inside of the land business. Ray already spoke about the tax deed perspective. We're going to be breaking that down step by step. We're also going to be going over what we call our direct-to-owner strategy. If you've been following us for any amount of time, you've heard that actual direct-to-owner strategy before. But for those who are new to this strategy, here's what I want to let you know. How do we go ahead and find people that are likely to go ahead and sell their land? That sounds like part of the trick to a lot of this, right? How do we actually locate these people, right? So one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to use the county assessor's office in order to go ahead and get our leads. Leads are what you're going to need in order to go ahead and do this business, right? So based off of that, let me give a quick example, right? I'm not going to go too heavy on it, but I'm going to give you a quick example. Let's just say we're looking at land in Arizona, right? And we see that Arizona, we see that properties are selling pretty well, right? In the 10 to 12 acre range. We have the resources and the access to pull every record for every landowner that owns 10 to 12 acres and get their actual data, right? The power of having data is going to make us and let us have informed and make informed decisions, right? So let's just say we have the records to those people, right? So what we're going to do strategically is we're going to put an offer out in the marketplace, but that offer is not going to be at full market value. That offer is going to be at pennies on the dollar. And why do we want it at pennies on the dollar? Well, one of those reasons why we wanted at pennies on the dollar is because we want to make sure there's equity inside of that deal. So give you a real life scenario. Let me show you how that works, right? If we put out an offer in the marketplace undervalued now for $50,000 and that property is worth $100,000. Remember, the land business is about generating equity, especially if you're looking to flip the property. So inside of that example right there is $50,000 worth of equity based off of that one transaction. And this is what you need to understand now. How would it help you? Just like Ray was saying about the tax deed strategy before, how would it help you if you were able to make $50,000 net profit based off of one transaction, right? And the key to all of this is not just to do one transaction, it's to do multiple transactions inside of a calendar month, because we always get on these calls and we're talking about money, right? We talk about the velocity of money. And as you can see inside of this strategy, the velocity of the money is going to move a lot faster inside the strategy. So what we want to do is give you everything that we have inside this space. Listen, y'all, we have been investing in land for the past 8 years in a teaching capacity for the last 2. And I can tell you a couple of things that we've identified from being in a teaching capacity, right? And those things are most people have no clue how to monetize land, period. Most people have no clue. So when they come into contact with us and they ask us, well, how are we flipping all this land and how are we doing this? Is because we are strategically using the data points to make informed decisions. This is how the business works, right? Now, keep in mind, the dirt is not the shiniest thing in the world, right? It's not the shiniest thing in the world, right? Most people looking at HGTV, you're looking at all these houses and different things like that. But what are we dealing with? We're dealing with the primary asset to any real estate transaction, and it starts with the dirt. Anything that comes after that is what you call an improvement, right? So let's just say something came, hurricane, tornado, earthquake. If I was a house flipper, I'd have to worry about the integrity of a structure. I have to worry about all of these different things. However, as land investors, it doesn't really matter what happens because the dirt will always be there, right? We're going to show you how to evaluate land. And on top of that, if you're looking to flip the land, we're going to show you how to actually sell the land and how to be the cheapest on the marketplace so you're able to sell it a lot faster. Now, for all of my people that want to keep the land in their family for generations to come, we're going to cover that too. We're going to show you how you can get that land under market value. And then our brother from Acre Boyzz Farming is going to show you for all the people that want to go ahead and keep the land and develop self-sustainability, all these different things. Yo, Pat, if you wouldn't mind blessing the people and telling them what can they do with that land to be proud.
Come on, and listen.
Not to cut you off, I'm gonna give you the floor in 1 second, but I have to reiterate this. Comment the word live to attend September 20th and 21st, live and in person, our land and farm experience. I didn't mention this, that the first 50 people will receive our VIP treatment to our exclusive 23-acre property. And we'll take you on a tour of that property only for the first 50 people. Jay already mentioned that over 30 tickets have been sold. So we're approaching that 50 amount. Get yourself in and be one of the first 50 people so you can receive the exclusive tour of our 23-acre property. Boots will be on the ground. It's a beautiful property. Guarantee you will love it. Comment live to get yourself in the first 50.
For sure. Now, big brother Pat, one thing I wanted for you is to break it down for us, because some people don't want to sell the property, right? Some people want to keep it inside of their family, generations to come, all these different things. And we all know in the times that we in, if anything were to happen, I know you speak a lot about self-sustainability and the things that we can do to make sure that our families are provided for if that grid goes down. You know what I mean? So break that down for us, Pat.
Look, Jay, if they are not commenting live right now, I don't think there's a wave of COVID happening right now. The numbers are increasing. There's a possibility we're about to go on another lockdown. Now, if we didn't learn before, we should know now. If you do not have 72 hours worth of food at home, not in the refrigerator, not in the cupboard, because remember, the power is going down. That's right. The grid is going down. You can't cook nothing. Do you have 72 hours? Do you have 1 week? Do you have 3 weeks? Now, if you don't have that right now, then go ahead and comment live. But let's talk about why and how you can do this. Ray and Jay just showed you and talked to you about, we are the experts of showing you how to acquire land, right? Once you acquire that land, what are you going to do with it? So we're going to talk about farming for you and then farming for profit. Let's go with it for you right now. You need to be able to cut your grocery expenses in half. How can you do this? How can we put this money back in your pocket? By starting you a garden. It could be on your windowsill. It could be on your patio deck. It could be raised beds. We're going to show you how to grow those essentials, the peppers, the lettuce, the tomatoes, right? We're going to get some chicken so where you're getting your eggs. We're going to cut your bill down. Once you begin to eat fresh, the nutritional value from harvest to plate, that's the best food that you can get. So now we're improving and showing you how to farm for you. Then we're going to show you how to farm for profit. Right now in our Acre Boyzz Farming, we have over 15 of our new class members that already have their farm track number. Now I'm talking in foreign language right now. You're like, what is a farm track number? A farm track number is an identification that where you reside is a farm. Now here you go. You say, brother, I live in a subdivision house. That's okay. Because in the United States of America, 435 square feet can have the designation of a farm. If it has the designation of a farm, then the people that reside in that 435 square feet, they're called farmers. Well, if you got a farm and you got farmers, then you got tax breaks. I'm going to pause right there for a second because we just saved you money by increasing the food that you're growing at home. Now we just saved you money on your taxes. Right now, that's a come up. That's right. And with this come up,
it's too much sauce being dropped on a complimentary live, Pat. But finish.
No, I
Finish,
know
Pat.
it's complimented. It's complimented, but I'm gonna leave y'all with this. We're gonna show you again how to farm for you, but then we're gonna show you how to go from eggs to raised beds to flipping cows to having your own meat to having events at your farm to using Airbnb experiences. But I got to stop right there because I see y'all getting too excited. Come to the live September the 20th and 21st. We're guaranteeing that if you are in the room, you will have a life-changing experience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that also, I think these are just some of the topics that we'll be touching on the live. We also will have special guests with us as well that are going to come in and show you all different kind of things that you can do as far as whether you need to raise money, whether you need to get yourself situated as far as credit is concerned, all of these different things. So this is the room that you want to be in. I cannot stress enough, y'all. This will sell out. I promise you that this will sell out. We're already we picked this kind of intimate room on purpose. So it's going to be an intimate experience, and it's only 100 seats available. So based off of that 100 seats, I would definitely recommend that anybody is out there that's listening to us right now, comment the word live and secure your ticket. This is a 2-day event that you do not want to miss.
Yeah, Jay, I don't know if they know, like, what is it like to be around the Acre Boyzz and Acre Boyzz forming in Atlanta? Now, we're telling y'all to come to Atlanta in a VIP space with us. It's no telling who's going to pull up on that VIP opportunity that can change whatever business you're in right now. And so I would just comment live and be there for the VIP alone. So
I'll say this, Pat. I'll say this because many of you may not know our story. And before we were the Acre Boyzz and we were just two guys buying land, the thing that set us on fire was hitting the road. That's what set us on fire. The reason that we're on this call with all three of these people tonight is because we hit the road. We didn't meet Patrick in our hometown.
Right.
We met him in a whole nother state. All these people you see us with, 19 keys, and these individuals, we didn't meet them in our home state. We met these people by hitting the road.
That's right.
We hit the road last week and came back home with the number of John Boyd,
right,
the president of the Black Association Farming Network. We didn't get that number by sitting home. We got that number by being out and about and hitting the road. So we understand the importance of putting yourself in the rooms. We understand the importance of aligning yourself with people that's moving at a pace that you want to move at.
Yes.
Right. So I know for a fact that one of the guest speakers there, and I'm going to talk numbers. I know for a fact one of the guest speakers, and they know as well, he makes about $10,000 a day. I paused.
Yes.
I was going to say a month or a week. No, he makes
$10,000
a day.
No. Ray, I've been next to his phone when he got a notification, and he was like, "Man, Pat, look at that notification." It was $9,768, and it had been deposited at that moment.
That's right.
Yeah, he's doing $10,000 a day for sure.
And I say that to say that he's one of the most humble persons. I'm not going to even say a name, but if you're not in the room, these are the kind of individuals that's willing to share the game with you.
Yeah.
Invite you to their private world. They're not social media guys. They don't have big, huge presence. In fact, it's usually the other way around. These big presence, social media influencers, these are the ones that's not, when you pull back the cover, these are the ones that they be pranking on you. These are the ones that's not doing, as we say, they're not who they supposed to be.
Right. Say that one more time, Ray. They didn't catch that one.
They didn't catch that one?
They didn't catch that one.
All I'm saying is I strongly encourage you. And I'm only speaking from what has worked for us. Your business partners, your breakthrough is not in your hometown. So sitting in your hometown and you're wondering why it's not working, you got great ideas in all of these things, it's not going to work from there. Those people know you for who you are. You have built up a reputation there, and you probably won't supersede that reputation there with something new. That's just a cold hard fact.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, I just to speak to like believability index, right? And this is one of the things that I wanted to touch on as we're on this live, right? You know, sometimes if you sit at home, like Ray was talking about, your believability of things that are possible can miss you because you're not there. I'll give a personal testimonial, right? We started to go ahead and seek mentorship inside of our space, right? We decided to get out of our hometown and go and be stressed, right? Now, this was one of the first times that I ever heard somebody say that they were doing $250,000 a month, and that was a bad month. $300,000 a month, and that was a bad month. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that, right? Inside of certain environments, a certain talk can become the norm. So what do I mean by that, right? Let's give an example of a chair. A chair has 4 legs on it, right? Let's just say inside of one environment, there's a telephone book that's holding up one of the legs. If you've never seen anything else, that is going to appear to be normal to you. However, once you step outside of that and realize that it's not supposed to be that way, a whole nother level of experiences open up to you that were always there. This is why we always call this is something that's been hidden in plain sight. It's always been there, but the level of awareness has not been there. And again, clearly, you can't take advantage of anything that you're unaware of. And this is why when you get inside these networking rooms like that, you're talking to people. You never know what somebody has going on. You might have one person may have the money, the other person may have sweat equity. What if there's a partnership that gets made based off of that? But if you're not there, you're never going to know the people that you may come in contact with that can take you to the next level. We will be in the room. Patrick's will be in the room. There'll be guest speakers in the room. And what we're going to be doing is putting the information in front of you that allowed us to win for the last 8 years. And everybody that's on this live, anybody that's going to be there speaking, they're not doing anything by theory. We're coming with facts and receipts of what are the things that have been done, right? We have done over 500 land deals. Patrick lives on a 23 acre farm. 31 acre farm.
31. Yes, sir.
Doing the thing, and it's helped celebrities do it, from Shaka Khan to Ezekiel Elliott to all of these different people. So we're coming with proof, right? So I would recommend, like I said, I'm gonna reiterate the same thing. Over 30 tickets have been sold thus far. Comment the word live to secure yours and get yourself in the room while they still are available.
You know, Jay, I was on a call today with one of my farming families that I help. And we were just talking about some plans that the family has for next year, some dates or whatever.
Okay.
And I said, well, how have y'all done the last 2 years? And these are new farmers. Like, these are farmers that started from me holding their hand. Okay?
Gotcha.
I guided them to the property that they have, guided them to the naming of the property and some of those experiences.
Mhm.
She told me they had a bad year last year. They did $150,000 on their farm. Now, this is not what they do for business. This is their hobby, right? This
Sure.
is they did $150,000 with events, and guess what? They don't even have animals yet.
Huh.
It's just the land and the location and the space.
Right.
Right? So they do the weddings at the farm. See, sometimes I think we get the word farm and we like thinking I'm stuck on a tractor, I'm
There
out
you
in the
go, Pat.
woods. No, they
There
are
you go.
utilizing it's land. They're utilizing the space for glamping. They have a pond on it for recreation. They do seminars, they do workshops, right? So there's so many opportunities, but I think they missed the word farmer.
Right.
That is tax write-off all day long, right? So if you want some tax breaks, you want us to add commas back into your account by saving what you're spending at the grocery store, you need to be in the room. And don't let it sell out, because if it sells out, now you got to
It's
wait for the next event.
going to sell out.
It's going to sell out. So you got to wait for the next event.
It's going down.
So first 50. So we got about 20 slots for our VIP treatment. First 50. A lot of you talk about what you want to do with raw land. We're going to show you the first 50 people We'll teach in the morning, and then we'll have fellowship time at our 23-acre property in the mid-evening. And you're going to see what a great piece of recreational land looks like. At times, this recreational land is bringing in 4 streams of income all at the same time. You'll be able to see how it was broke down. You'll be able to see and hear an explanation about the 4 streams of income that just the dirt is bringing in. So we all typically think only thing we can do with dirt is put a property on the top of it. That is untrue. Our number one selling property is recreational property, not home sites. Recreational property is our number one selling properties. So get in that VIP room to be one of the first 50, and you'll see it. We're going to take you on a tour of the whole property. You'll see the lake. You'll see the horse trails. You'll see the walking trails. You'll see the cabins on it. You'll see the glamp sites. Everything is on that property. All right. But you have to be within that first 50 people. Comment the word live. Get yourself in there. And overall, this is what the future looks like in this space right here. We'll be doing this regardless of whether we have a program that we offer or not. Me and Jay will be selling land. We've been selling land before social media. Patrick lives on a farm, so whether you believe anything that you heard on this call or not, we will be doing this stuff in real life regardless.
Yeah. And Ray, I would just say, don't get left behind. Don't be one of those, I wish I should have. My dad always told me, son, if you want to say, I wish I should have, you need to do that thing because you're going to regret it. Do you have something right now to pass on to the next generation if something happens to you right now? On this call right now, you have gentlemen that can show you how to acquire land that you can pass on. On this call right now, you have gentlemen that can show you how to take that land, turn it into a farm that creates a business that you can pass on. Do not leave. I'm going to have to go Jay on you for a second.
Okay.
They say if a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound if no one's there? What I challenge you is to be a tree so tall that when you fall beyond the forest. And they know you made a sound because you're going to impact them wherever you are. This is your opportunity to be part of the impact. Get yourself in the room. Comment live right now.
That's right, for sure. And don't put yourself in a position where you suffer from a disease called diminishing intent, right? You meant to do something, but you didn't do it, right? And woulda, coulda, shoulda, all of these different things. We get these requests to have more. The last time we did a live in-person seminar, we got so many requests flooded in the DMs, emails, all of these different things. And we've put together, and that was a one-day experience. Now we've put together a couple of different touch points. So now after we have that experience on that Saturday, we're going to fellowship. There's going to be food there. There'll be a DJ, and we'll show you the property and everything. And on that second day, we're going to come back and give you more information. And what we're going to give you is actionable steps too as well, right? Things that you can leave and say, I'm going to implement this right now. Because that's the purpose of this, is to have the actual impact and give people an experience that they can leave with an understanding of some things that they previously did not have an understanding about prior to encountering us, right? So comment that word live and definitely get yourself in the room and be one of those 50. We would love to take you on a tour and show you everything that property offers. And like I said, there'll be special guests in the building as well. So definitely get yourself inside of the room.
All right, Jay, I got a treat for him. Pat, I got a treat for him.
What you got?
Come on.
I want to bring somebody on.
Oh man. You got special guests? What's going on?
Yeah, let me see if I can get him to hop on.
Okay. All right.
Can you set the tone for who he is while I invite him up?
Yeah, for sure. So I think that, this is who I think it is, right?
For sure.
Okay. All right. So basically, the gentleman that we're about to introduce you to, that's about to come on and join this live, he retired when he was 23 years old. I'm gonna say that again for all the people in the back that didn't hear it.
Say it louder.
He retired when he was 23 years old. I didn't have the privilege of retiring when I was 23 years old, but he did, right? And based off of his retirement, and now he makes a living off of dirt, and also he does public speaking as well too. So from somebody who retired at 23 years old and is figuring out a huge capacity, a lot of things that are going on with all different kind of investment structures, whether they be trust, whether they be having yourself structured down to a T as far as a business or in individual status. This is the person that will be there live in order to go ahead and give you this information in real time, because we want everybody, like Patrick would say, to grow while we're growing. We want everybody to grow. So definitely, y'all, I want y'all to take this information that he's going to give to you and definitely take it to heart, because he has a lot of jewels and wisdom to give with you. And one thing that we always said, right? We keep everybody on this call keeps a white belt mentality, right? Everybody is professionals in their own areas and ways. But I tell you one thing, though, I know I don't know what I don't know. That's it. So once somebody gives me some information that I don't know about, I remain a student in that capacity, because I can't challenge what they say when I have no frame of reference. So that is who is about to get ready to come on the call.
Bring him on, Ray, bring him on.
I'm trying to get him up, brother. I'm trying to get him up.
Right. You know, he might be swapping out, into the other classic car. If this is Thursday, he drives a different car.
The other.
Right, the other. It depends on what day of the week that he pulls out the classic. Which classic?
Which was.
Right. And look, y'all, that ain't cap. So all y'all that's on live right now, what I just said ain't cap. He got a different classic for every day of the week.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, in all sincerity, he's one of the most low-key people that you probably would meet. Very modest, but how many people that officially have retired at the age of 23 and have been retired and continue to stay retired for 30 plus years?
Right. Yeah.
That sounds like the brother knows something about something.
Absolutely.
And how many people do you know when they say they bought the block? See, when some people say they bought the block, they bought like a house next to a house. When he's bought acre properties. 20 acres, 4 acres, 3 acres, 2 acres. That's different.
Absolutely.
He's buying a zip code.
Yeah, he officially have bought the block.
Absolutely. So these are this information that we're going to be bringing to you, and everybody is in a position of learning, right? Just get in the room and learn, and get some information that has all the potential to change your life, right? Like what we say all the time, most people are not familiar with how to monetize land. Most people are not even aware that just by changing their designation, just like how Patrick said, you can change your designation and become a farmer and limit your tax liability just based off of that by switching your designation. So definitely get in the room, y'all. Comment that word live so you can go ahead and participate in this powerful information that'll be there.
And while we're waiting on my guests to come up, I want to share this story with you. I want to talk about the power of community. We do weekly training calls with our community. Both of our communities do. Our Acre Boyzz farming community, we have our weekly trainings on Tuesday nights. Our Acre Boyzz land and legacy community, we have our trainings on Wednesday night. So something happened in our weekly training that just passed. We had a young lady, and Patrick was on that call to witness this. We had a young lady. She bought a property for $5,000. Property sat next to a $1.7 million home. I can't make that out. Now, you don't have to know about what a comp is or the land space or anything, but common sense should tell you that if you bought a property that sits next to for $5,000 and it sits next to a $1.7 home, that you're not going to lose money on that deal. The question just turns into, at that point, how much money will you make on that deal if you decide to sell that deal, right? She decided, because she's an experienced investor. Typically, we're dealing with new jacks, and she's not a new jack. She's been in the game for some time. She decided that she wants to hold on to it and build a structure in that type of neighborhood, which I thought was not a bad idea. And she's a seasoned investor. And she also had to come on our call and give us our flowers. And she said, there's a lot of people in a lot of investment groups that I've opted into. And most of them are not who they say they are. It's not my words. I'm just paraphrasing what was said. Most of the groups are not who they say they are. You guys have over-delivered since I've been in your community.
For sure. For sure.
So she also went on to say, this place that I'm buying land at, I know the place because we give the place. This is why she said you guys have the experience, because most people wouldn't know. I'll tell you where it's at. It's in South Carolina somewhere. And most of you wouldn't know what South Carolina does. South Carolina starts as a tax lien state, then it turns into a tax deed state. You have to know where to go to find these deals at, which we do know. So she was shocked that we knew about this area that she was buying the land from. Been around the block a few times. We've been and pretty much seen every auction site that has movement and that is valuable. We probably have participated or have seen it happen before, right? Absolutely. So she went on a step further to say, there's a lot of good deals there to the rest of the community. I won't buy them all, but as I come across them, Ray and Jay, do you mind if I drop good deals inside of the community for the rest of the members? Huh. And that's the power of community, because everything is not meant to be on the front line of social media. Just before we got on this call, Patrick called me and said, I got a property that we can get for a good price. We can't go to social media and put properties that we don't own on there, but I could go in a private room and say, here's an opportunity for somebody. Do you know how many people email us a day with properties that they need? One, they want to sell. Two, they need help with. Or three, they're looking to partner with somebody. This is an actual fact. My inbox is flooded with these kind of deals. Absolutely. And as my guest comes up, and I'm going to introduce him to you, that is the power of community. If you're not behind the closed doors, you may be doing yourself a huge disservice.
Yeah, for sure.
Whoa!
What's up, brother? How you feeling? How you feeling?
Did I flip myself around?
Yeah, you good. You straight now.
It has been a
thought
day.
That was the new move.
I'm confused enough. I don't need to be messing with these cameras.
Right.
What's going on, gentlemen?
Nothing, brother. We Comment the Word live, right? Comment the Word live. This is the team that we have put together to service you on September 20th and September 21st. You're seeing it first right here on this live. Some people do things at a mid-size level, and some people have done things. I said have. I didn't say are doing. I said have done things on the highest level.
Right.
I want to introduce you to another one of our partners, another one of our business partners, a very humble and modest brother that has, Jay, I'll reiterate it, he has retired himself at the age of 23. I know he only looks 23 now.
I appreciate that.
I receive it.
In all reality, drop it in the comments, how many people you know that look like us that have retired themselves at the age of 23 and stayed retired for 30 plus years?
For sure.
Drop it in the comments. I would love to meet them, and I would love to shed some light on their story, because I think that is phenomenal. And these are the kind of people that we should be putting on platforms and saying, look at what we've done. He didn't do it the criminal way. He did it the right way. And he's out here still continue helping and leading a community of people to free themselves. So I'm going to leave the floor to my brother. His name is Brian Bean. The floor is yours, Brian. Thank you for being here.
Hey, man. I'm just honored to be here to be a part of this puzzle, guys. I want everybody listening to understand that community is the new currency. It really is. If you think in this day and age that you can fight some of these battles by yourself, when we're talking about battles, we're talking about your financial battles. We're talking about inflation. We're talking about capitalism. We're talking about the health and wellness that, people like Dr. Patrick's going to bring to the table. We're talking about trying to get assets all by yourself. These are the things that the Acre Boys are going to tackle. And my goal is to give you guys the mindset that it takes. You know, Ray talked about I retired at 22. It's because I was blessed to have a certain mindset at an early age. My mother gave me books and quotes, and I didn't know at the time how important they were, guys. I really didn't. But as I got older, they just started to make sense. Like, wait a minute, the wind does fall on all of us the same. It's how you set your sail. You know, that's old crazy Jim Rohn quote, but it makes sense. The wind is gonna hit all of us.
Yep.
It's how you set your sail. So here I was, a 9-year-old kid reading quotes. And may call it the nerd in me, but it made sense to me, you know. And years later, man, at 19, she gave me the laws of success, which is like an encyclopedia. I say all that to you guys to say that I have over 30 years of experience in personal growth and self-development. And I've been battle tested. I lost my first $1 million in my 20s because I nobody showed me these things. I'm gonna show you guys on the 20th and 21st. I got it all back in my 30s, and I vowed that since then I would show people these frameworks, multi-million-dollar frameworks that make the mindset and the money game very simple. So when you add the health and wellness component that Dr. Patrick's going to bring with how to get and maintain peace of mind, what your farm can actually do for you, what access to the resources God gave you can actually do for you. And then the Acre Boy is showing you how to get the land to acquire the wealth. And when I say wealth, I'm not always talking about money. I'm talking about freedom and flexibility. And then I give you the mindset and some financial frameworks that are going to help you maintain it. This is called it create, sustain, and advance. And we're going to put it all together for you in a business in a box.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I think that, like I said earlier, Brian, before you got on, to reiterate to everybody, we did one live in-person event before. We did it all together. But this time, we're coming in with power packing it with 2 days and with the extra event with fellowshipping and talking, food, DJ, all of these kind of things, because not only do we want you to see us in a professional environment, we want you to see us in a relaxed environment just to prove to you that we are just regular people. We are just regular people who took some information and actually executed on that information, which has got us all in a different place. So I don't want anybody to think that you got to come in here with any prerequisites or anything like that. Even as far as the Acre Boyzz is concerned, one thing I want to drill down home is that most of the people that join us have zero real estate experience. Zero real estate experience. I'll give you a quick story. When we first got into land investing, right? Our mentor asked us, he said, do you have any experience in land investing? We said, no. He said, great, because I wouldn't have took you. And I said, well, why would you say that? He said, because it's so hard to have somebody unlearn and relearn again. And it's an uphill battle. So I'd rather take a blank canvas. Mm-hmm. So with that said, you don't have to have any prerequisites or anything. We are going to give you all of those fundamentals. And like Brian was talking about, the frameworks, the due diligence, everything. These are things that have already been proven. You do not, anything that's going to be taught to you at this event, you do not have to reinvent the wheel. The only thing you need to do is plug into an existing ecosystem that's already been working before you, and it will continue to work after you because it is tried, tested, and it is proven.
So comment the word live. We will be there. As I said, this is the dream team that we have put together for the 20th and the 21st. We all will be there united, and we all will be there in a helping capacity to help. That's what we'll be there to share the information, to share the knowledge. All right. You have to get yourself in the rooms, and you never know what kind of conversations are sparked on just standing to the side, having a out of the way conversation. All of us are very personable. You can approach all of us, and that's where you get the nuggets at. All right, but you got to get yourself inside of the room.
Let me add this too, Ray. A lot of people don't realize this when it comes to events, and we're going to do a couple of ramp ups here. But the opportunity is now to say this to you guys that are listening. If you are not in an environment where people who've made 7 and 8 figures are doing something you want to do, are standing on the land as a real live representation or indication of what's possible for you, stretching your imagination, or making your reality, making these things come, the things you imagine become a reality. Where I want y'all, and don't take this wrong way, but I want y'all to ask yourselves this: where are you other than that? Like at that time, are you watching TV on the 21st and 25th, 20th and 21st? At that time, are you at the mall? Now, don't get me wrong. I know there are other places you could be, but I want you to think about what I'm saying. The majority of the people who say they want more, at the time that more is possible for you, you can't be doing less. The investment, the small investment that it takes to learn, mentors shorten your learning curve. The small investment that it takes to get in these type of environments far outweigh what you gain from it by being there and what you lose by not being there. It's so lopsided that it doesn't even make sense. It's almost like keeping money in a bank that's losing value because of inflation, when you could put yourself in a meeting that 10x is your value because of inflation. See, money's going to work for you or against you. And I'm going to talk about this at the event. It's going to work for you or against you. It's just whether or not you're on the right side of it.
Right.
Your money and time is going to be spent somewhere that day. But are you going to give it to Walmart and Netflix and Prime Video, or are you going to be in the building where you're getting Prime Video, Walmart, and Netflix money? That's the difference in mentality. Where am I that day if I'm saying I want to be in areas, in rooms like this? Where am I other than that? Just ask yourself a question. Am I watching TV or am I in the building?
Yeah,
that's an excellent point, Brian. I'm going to just share a story when me and Jay were coming up swiftly, and guys that we partner with, and we were uncomfortable with moving around. We were uncomfortable with just going, right? We were asked to go to California to meet a certain person. And we asked, well, why are we going?
What are we doing for? Right. What are we doing?
What are we doing? Why
are we going? And they responded, they said, I don't know. But can you afford to miss out on $1 million conversation? And if the answer is yes, don't come.
Okay.
And we had to make a decision based on that.
For sure. Absolutely.
And that's what you have to ask yourself. Can you afford to miss out on information that can be life-changing? And if so, don't show up.
Absolutely. And even if we go back to, we talked about this before when Steve Jobs said, you can't trace the dots going forward. You can only trace them going backwards. Now, keep in mind, when we're talking about a recipe, we're talking about a cake. All of these different things and times that we have where we're spending money, don't really know why we're spending it. It's calculated risk. It's all kind of things that are going on. But I tell you one thing that I think everybody will understand. And that one thing is this. If you take any of the ingredients out of that cake, it's not the same cake. All of those things in the trajectory that you were on, all of those things were meant to be there in order for you to grow. Now, you got two things you can do, right? You could go ahead and step into it, or you could go ahead and retreat back to safety. You got two things. You always got a choice. Like even Brian, I was even about Myron. He said, God said, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, he said, I'm not going to let you out either, because not making a decision is a decision too. Either way, you're making a decision. So you're choosing to either step up or fall back. But either way, life is happening and will continue to happen. But just like you said, you are going to have to make the decision of what side of the coin that you want to be on. Now, keep in mind, y'all, everybody pays. Everybody, there's nobody on this call or in life that doesn't pay whatsoever. It's either you pay the payment of staying the same or you pay to be different. But nobody gets around paying or the cost of whatever. So everybody is paying. You just have to choose which way you want to pay.
That's right.
Yeah, that's key. Brian, do you mind? I saw a couple of your clips. There was I picked up Little Man from Tennis.
Okay, all right.
Daddy duty. but Brian, you were sharing, was it Georgia Lottery?
Yes.
Can you share on your property, your farm, some of the opportunities that happen that if you were not in this space, you couldn't do these things, i.e.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So For those who don't know, I have a decent home. I don't have a big mansion or anything. I'm not really a gaudy kind of person, but I have a decent home. But guess what? The problem is it's in a subdivision. And you know what, Pat? In a subdivision, you got these things called neighbors. And when you have these neighbors, you got this word called nosy. And when you have this word called nosy neighbors, you have this thing called a association, right? HOA. And HOA says what you can and cannot do. Don't block your neighbor's driveway, which is cool. Don't have any broken down cars in your front yard, which you shouldn't. And I don't mind HOAs, but the Georgia Lottery never came to my house and said, "Can we film a commercial, Brian, inside your living room?" Valvoline Oil never said, "Can we use your front yard?" The Magic City documentary being shown today, right now on Stars, episodes 2, 3, and 4. The young lady couldn't sit. The lady that's sitting in front of that lake, she couldn't do that on my front porch.
Right.
My point is the land and the lake and the elevations and the acreage. My neighbors don't worry about what I'm doing because we all own 20 plus acres. Um, Commercial clients and CEOs and businesses and family reunions and weddings and content creation and business retreats, you name it, that can't happen at the house. That kind of stuff happens on some acreage. And just because I had that vision, guys, years ago, that this is something special that most people would never experience, I took the time and took the money, and we're going to show you how to get the money as well. I took the time and took the money to make something happen that'll be in my family forever. So when you have land, it opens you up to different conversations. When you have land, it opens you up to different opportunities and events. And different is what you need because you know what the same feels like.
For sure. Absolutely.
Real quick, brother. Let me just clarify some things. We will be teaching on the 20th and the 21st. The event, I do apologize because we didn't spell that out. The event will be in Atlanta, Georgia. It will be a 2-day event. First 50, we did spell this out. First 50 people will receive the VIP treatment to go and witness and walk and get the tour of that acreage that he was speaking of. Beautiful, beautiful property. As I stated, the property at times is creating 4 streams of income all at one time.
Yes,
all right.
Sir.
You'll be receiving the tour of that, but you have to be within the first 50 people to purchase your ticket. All right. So I'm excited, fellas.
Extremely.
We will be doing more lives ramping up to the event.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. And I guess the theme of what I've heard from each speaker is that you have to just get yourself in the room. It'll be magical, and we'll be sharing all the sauce with you that day. Anybody want to close out with some closing words?
Well, I'm gonna jump in before we go ahead and close out and make sure that everybody that is on this live, we got Facebook, we got Instagram, we got what else we got? We got YouTube, we got everything. Go ahead and comment the word live so you can go ahead and secure your ticket inside of the room. Definitely be one of those 50 that gets the tour, that gets the VIP treatment, and not only that, gets to go ahead and have personal conversations, and we're going to share the gems that have allowed us to do what we've been able to do inside the land space. So definitely go ahead and grab your ticket for sure.
No question.
Pat, you want to close out with something?
All I like to say is proximity, proximity, proximity. You want to be in the right proximity for those that are making the maximum progress. And all of these gentlemen on this call are constantly striving to improve, and we're making progress along the way. So you need to be in the proximity of those making progress.
So someone asked in the comments, is it $1,500? No, it's not $1,500. It's a mere fraction of $1,500. And this is why, to Brian's point, what would you be doing on that day when you can get in? The tickets are only $172, $175 for a 2-day event. Sure. So what would you be doing when you can come in for a fraction? Like all of this value, all of this information on this one call alone. I book calls sometime for consultation, and it's more than that amount. Ask Brian how much he would charge to have a consultation call with you. Absolutely. It won't be $172, $197. Ask Patrick how much he'll charge you for a consultation call. We all have busy schedules. But on September 20th and September 21st, you'll be able to pick our brains for that small fraction. So I would take advantage, if it were me, I would take advantage of that, because there's no place else that I would rather be than a place that will help me move the needle and help my family move the needle. So Brian, thank you for being here with us tonight, brother. Some more and do some more leading up to this event. Right. And for those, I did see a few people that checked out already while we were on this call. Thank you. I think you made a smart decision to get yourself around some good information. And for those that didn't, the link will be in the bio. The first 50 will receive that VIP. Get yourself in, because we're closing on that 50 mark. Get yourself into that first 50 slot. All right, guys. Good night. Peace.
Peace. See you soon.